Okay, so now we're on the direct labor budget. With the direct labor budget, what we're interested in here is knowing two things. What is the direct labor required to meet our production? So, in terms of hours, how many hours do we require to meet our production needs? And then the second question is how much is that going to cost us in terms of direct labor? Okay, so as a starting point, you will need to know how many units do you need to produce to begin with. So that is going to come from your production budget. We said 410 for product A and 245 for product B. How many hours are required to manufacture each of these items? We said that the number of hours required were, that's material, so direct labor hours, the time required, half an hour, and 0.70 hours for product B. So we multiply those, we will get our total direct labor hours required for production. So that's the first piece of information you need. How many hours of direct labor hours will we require to meet our production needs this period? Once we have that piece of information to get to how much that will cost us, we'll need to know what is the direct labor rate, and that information is given in the data, and the rate is 12. Okay, so in terms of how much that's going to cost us, the direct labor cost, 2,460,000 for product A, 2,058,000 for product B, for a total cost of about 4.5 million. Okay, so that's it with the direct labor budget. Straightforward. So two pieces of information. What is the direct labor hours that you require for production? To answer that question, we need to know how many units we're producing and the time that is required to manufacture each unit. And then the second piece of information we require is the cost, how much this labor is going to cost us. Well, it's the number of hours that are required times the labor rate, and that's how much it will cost for the whole company in total. So before we move on to the next budget, again, what I'd like to do is we're gonna have to pay for this, right? So let's go prepare that schedule. And that schedule, what do they say? How are we going to pay for that labor? Are we going to pay part this month or part and then part the next month? Are we paying all of it this month? So for direct labor, as you can see, 100% are paid for in November. So that's a straightforward one. So this is cash to be paid to employees for direct labor. That's the amount that's going to be paid in November, and that's it. We're done with the schedule. So the schedule is not part of the budget, always remember that, but I do it as I move along because all that information will be necessary to prepare your cash budget and the balance sheet later. Okay, so that's it with the direct labor budget. Now we're going to move on to the manufacturing overhead budget.